Hi there, students. To afford, a verb, to afford to do something. The adjective, affordable, and the noun, affordability. So the first common meaning of afford is to have enough money to pay for something, to have the financial means for. I buy the best that I can afford. So I buy the best quality that I have enough money for. I can't afford a new car, so I will do with a second-hand one. Yeah, a second-hand one is the most I can afford. I can't afford to live in the centre of the city. It's far too expensive. Yeah, the affordability in the centre of the city is very low. Okay, it's very common to use afford for money, but you can use it for other things as well, often time. I can't afford to spend 2 hours stuck in traffic. So, I can't spare, I can't give up, I can't lose. I can afford to give him 5 minutes of my time. I can give it without serious disadvantage, without a serious risk. I can't afford to be late. I can afford to be tolerant and listen to his example. Okay, so this is saying that you can bear it without any serious problem or serious loss. In a similar way to the money, but figuratively. We also use afford, meaning to provide, to give, to make available. This room affords a wonderful sea view. This model of car affords much greater fuel economy, provides, gives, makes available. This computer affords much greater reliability. We can also use afford to mean to supply, to yield, to produce. The sea affords us a wonderful selection of fresh seafood. Grapes afford wine. Okay, so they give, they produce, they supply. Now, notice normally affordable and affordability, we almost always use these with money. The affordability of houses in the city centre makes it very difficult to buy them. As you move out towards the suburbs, affordability increases. The affordability of houses increases. There is greater affordability in the outskirts. So, to afford, to be able to pay for money. I can't afford to buy it. To afford, to be able to do without serious loss. I can afford 10 minutes of my time. To afford, to make available, to give as a service. So this model affords greater reliability. And then to afford, to give, to produce. This area of farmland affords fruit and vegetables to the city to supply. So notice as well, to afford is a regular verb. I afforded a new car. I have afforded him 10 minutes of my time. Notice very often I can afford, I can't afford. Yeah, I can afford, I can't afford. But this is very, very common. And then if you're going to use a verb plus an infinitive, I can't afford to buy, I can afford to give. Or alternatively, to afford plus noun. I can afford 10 minutes. Okay, next question. What about formality? This is a 5 in formality. You can use this absolutely anywhere, so it's a good flexible friend. And what about the origin? Well, in Old English there was a word forbian, to further, to accomplish, to afford. And that came from Proto-Germanic further, forward. Okay, so to afford financially, to afford to be able to give up without serious loss, to have as a characteristic, this computer affords greater speed, the room affords a better view. To provide, to produce, to supply. This farmer affords food to all of the people in the village. There you go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a ratings. You can afford to give it a rating. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Afford.